Welcome to Cybersmart's Chatterbox series for parents. I'm Kelly.
And I'm Cara. We've both been teachers in Australian schools and are now education advisors for the Cybersmart program.
Cybersmart Chatterbox has been designed to help parents help their children and whole families to find out how to be cyber smart and how to use the internet safely. You can join the conversation and forum below.
Today we're joined by our colleague Gretchen, who is our communications and social media expert. Hey Gretchen.
Hi guys, thanks for having me in today. It's great to be here, of course, and to be discussing the issue of blurred lines of responsibility with online safety.
Yes, now that's a really big topic considering the rapid evolution of the digital culture over the last few years that we've all been part of. I guess we've known for a while both parenting and schooling in the technology age is quite complex. A very common question we've been asked as cyber safety experts by both parents and teachers is who has ultimate responsibility of a child's cyber safety education, about their online well-being, and who manages their internet-related issues.
These subjects can get quite complicated when factors like cyberbullying by classmates occur after school, or when parents vent their frustrations with a teacher using social media in a public forum.
The lines between parenting, teaching, protecting and communicating have become very blurred indeed. The truth of the matter is there may be no hard and fast rules about what is right or wrong, but there are some basic guidelines that are useful to follow to ensure the best possible outcomes for our kids. The overriding theme is that there needs to be a shared concern and an in-common approach.
A concern expressed to us by many schools is that parents are notoriously difficult to engage when it comes to educating them about cyber safety related matters. Until, of course, their child has a particular internet related issue, and it's really ironic that that's when the engagement and interest grows. I've heard many parents who expect the school to act and resolve things like cyberbullying or their child accessing chat sites or games at home, after hours on the laptop or tablet that has then been brought into the classroom.
On the other hand, I've encountered parents who are quite frustrated with schools because they do not adequately monitor and enforce school policies and acceptable use guidelines when it comes to online technologies. All schools are required to have these policies, enforce them and stand by them. As a parent, it's a good idea to be familiar with your child's school policies and keep in regular contact with the principal and teachers if you have any concerns about your child's use of technologies in the classroom. However, as a parent, your child's online safety and well-being at home, after hours, is ultimately your responsibility.
I have a friend that actually has his own guidelines for technology use at home. Now, some might see this as a little extreme, but it's his way of ensuring that his kids know what they should and shouldn't be doing online, when he expects them to switch off, and when they can expect to be reprimanded if the boundaries are pushed too far.
You know what? If that works for his family, good on them. Okay, so if schools have responsibilities and can be held accountable, what about parents? Some principals have contacted us for advice about parents who are inappropriately using social media to bring the school into disrepute, or using social media to target and defame individual staff members. Usually this is connected with some sort of failing from the school in the eyes of that parent, and this invariably leads to considerable tension, and principals in many schools are struggling to deal with this.
Okay, so aside from being extremely embarrassing for their poor child, I think that's pretty extreme. What happened to picking up the phone or making a good old-fashioned appointment? I guess the rule here is if you wouldn't say it or do it at a school assembly or a public meeting, then maybe you should reconsider making comments like this on a public forum online, especially when it can spread and be copied and used as evidence even, and is potentially there forever.
And it's just setting a bad example for kids. How can we expect them to be polite to one another and to look out for each other when they see examples of negative social media use from their own role models?
This is a common issue. Where it's possible, I think it's important to deal with matters directly with the school rather than use a social media megaphone inappropriately and publicise that material online.
Now, another related issue I want to chat about is posting pictures of other people's children online. This might be at a school sporting event, an extracurricular activity, or even a kid's birthday party. These photos are normally taken without the permission of the child's parent, and ultimately affect the digital footprint of the child. Most parents will typically regard this as an intrusion on their family's privacy, and they are rightly concerned about how to actually manage this. It can be quite a sensitive subject. Parents have every right and their own set of reasons to request that their child's picture not be taken or posted online by anyone. But in an age where nearly everyone has a camera phone, the control and permissions of taking and posting pictures can start to get quite difficult.
So Gretchen, from your social media expertise, what do you see as the best way to deal with a situation like this?
I'd say if you see a photo of your child online that you're uncomfortable with, contact the person who posted it and just ask them to remove it. If they refuse or they don't respond to you, you can contact the website administrator directly or report the photo. If you're intending to post a photo yourself, ask for permission from the parents of the other kids that may feature in the picture, or just try to crop out the other kids from the image.
Or I guess just find an angle where the picture doesn't identify or have any other kids in it. And it may not be ideal, but it can save a whole lot of headaches down the track.
When we've been speaking to teachers and principals, some of them are finding themselves in the middle of these conversations between parents, and these parents are looking to the teachers and principals to mediate their online concerns and issues.
What all this indicates is that so many of these issues cross over between schools and community, and that really a shared protective strategy should be developed which encompasses concerns of both parents and schools.
I think you're exactly right, Cara. The three main steps parents can take to prevent the confusion and blurred lines of responsibility is to ensure that they keep open lines of communication with their child's school. Try and become aware and clear on the school policies and guidelines, and take active steps to learn about the technologies and think about implementing some of their own set of rules in the home.
The last point you made about trying to learn about the technologies and set your child's boundaries in your household, Kel, that's really important. Understanding the technology and online environment your child is interacting in gives you great insight into their world and enables you to protect them more effectively and put in place measures to ensure their online safety at home.
I completely agree. A lot of the education around online safety and etiquette has to start and be implemented in the home, and it's then complemented at school.
Parents, you're invited to share your stories, hints and tips with us and other parents in the forum below. We're also here to answer any questions you may have about cyber safety, so please feel free to write us a comment or send us a private message.
We also have plenty of information for parents and schools on our website. You can visit cybersmart.gov.au. Thanks for tuning in.
3 logos appear: the Australian Government crest and the words Australian Government, the ACMA Australian Communications and Media Authority, and Cybersmart. The end.